All right. Hello, everyone. I am Samara Kasai. I know you probably have never seen or heard of me before because I never go live on YouTube, but I'm very active on Instagram as a manifestation and business coach. I also host a podcast called Cozy Co-Creation, which is available on Spotify, Apple. And I have really just been feeling like it was time to go live on YouTube. I don't know. It has just been on my heart for a while, and I wanted to make sure that when I went live on YouTube for the first time, it felt really low key, really chill. So it is literally like 10:30 at night. I have my pajama shirt on. I just got out of a bath. I feel really relaxed and at ease, and I don't feel like I'm like working right now, even though this is, I'm going to be providing support and guidance, etc. But I wanted to do this in a really low key way. I didn't even tell anyone I was doing this beforehand, but it's just something that I have been feeling really led and really guided to do. And if I'm being honest, I don't even really know why. But that really brings me to today's topic for today, which is why you're not hearing from God. So, if you are a spiritual person, if you make it a point to ask Spirit for guidance, ask God for guidance, if you make it a point to practice meditation, divination, something like automatic writing, like anything that you do to try to get closer to God and hear God speak to you, and you're noticing that it feels like you're getting nothing, or maybe you're just starting out, you're trying, but you're not getting anything, or you're feeling like nothing is coming through and you're frustrated and you're confused. I first of all want you to know everyone has been there. You're not alone. You're not the only person who's ever had this experience. And I also want you to know that there are explanations and answers beyond just like keep listening or try another modality or hire someone to listen to God for you. And I want to say that with like a lot of love and like levity, because I understand. I used to be a tarot reader, right? That was how I started off my journey in entrepreneurship. I started a tarot reading business back in 2020, and I loved working with my clients. And I also knew that God can speak directly to everyone, Spirit can speak directly to everyone. It's not like we need these like intercessors and intermediaries to tell each other what God is trying to say. So as much as I loved being a tarot reader and reading for my clients, and if you are feeling like you're meant to be a tarot reader or any kind of like person who does divination and does readings for other people to tell them what God is trying to say to them, more power to you. I completely respect that. It just felt for me like it wasn't my path, which is a little bit of a tangent, but I then started to teach tarot, which was more fulfilling for me because it was helping people actually listen for guidance and access guidance themselves. And now I am a spiritual mentor. I do manifestation coaching. I also do coaching for spiritual entrepreneurs and help them grow their businesses. But I really do make it a point to help people learn how to access their own wisdom, their own divine guidance, and to get it directly for themselves. And just to go back around to this tarot point, tarot is still a huge part of my personal practice. I just use my own cards to talk to God, right? Like I'll ask God questions and I'll get answers through the cards. And for me, sometimes just having like a visual can get my juices flowing and can help me start to like hear and understand a little bit more specifically and a little bit more clearly. But again, if you're feeling like you're not getting any guidance, if you are like, I am praying, I am journaling, I am reading cards or reading energy or whatever it is that you do, you're looking out for signs and synchronicities, etc., and nothing is working, I want to offer you a perspective that is different from maybe what another person would say, because I don't think that means go hire someone to do a reading for you. I don't think that means okay, I was reading cards, now I need to pull out a pendulum or something like that. I don't think it means that you need to like change anything about how you are approaching your spiritual practice, about how you're approaching your relationship with God. What I will say, I really genuinely feel super strongly for a lot of people right now is that the issue is that you actually have received guidance, but you haven't taken the guidance. So this happens with my clients a lot. And this actually happened with me. Surprise, surprise. That's why I'm going live on YouTube right now, is because I got guided to have more of a presence on YouTube. I put up a few videos and I was like, I don't really see where this is going or why I'm doing this. And then I stopped. And then, you know, time went by. I got guided again, go back on YouTube. And then I was specifically go live on YouTube. And then it was specifically like, just say whatever you want to say for 5 minutes, but just go live on YouTube. And that was like the only thing I was hearing for so long. And today I was sitting, I was listening, and I was like, God, I don't hear you saying anything. Like, what's going on? And it was just so clear. God was like, I have told you to go live on YouTube, and you haven't done that yet. And I have nothing more to say to you until you go live on YouTube. And it was a very gentle thing. I don't really believe, or I certainly don't believe that the voice of God is like this, like, spiteful, like petty kind of voice that's like, you didn't do what I said. But I do think that the voice of God is very persistent and is like, I have been telling you to do something. You need to do the thing that I've told you to do. And you keep asking me, like, what is it that you want me to do, etc. But I'm telling you and you're not listening. And so I want you to really take this to heart, because chances are there is something that you were directed to do that you haven't done for whatever reason. And what I would say there is, it's not so much go and do the thing immediately, but you can even ask God, hey, okay, I hear you. You're telling me to do a certain thing. Help me do it. I'm a yes, I will do it. I'm all in on it. Help me. Like, what is my next step? Are there any more specifics here? Like, ask for more clarifying questions, but be 100%. And I want that to be like really clear and transparent too. Like, actually be 100% certain that you are going to follow the guidance that God has given you. So it's not just like, okay, God, I'm going to go live if you know, give me a whole channeled script beforehand and I know exactly what I'm going to say. And then you guarantee me that like X number of people are going to actually watch it, because that's not how this works. It's like, I'm going to do it no matter what. What do I need to know so that I can execute this like to the best of my ability? Like, support me in this, but I am going to do it. Right. And so, whatever extent that's helpful, I just wanted to come on super quick, like I said, 5 minutes, and just drop this for whoever needs to see it. If you are not hearing from God, the chances are that you have heard something, you have gotten some guidance, you have been nudged in a certain direction, and for whatever reason, you're not going in that direction. It could be because it didn't make logical sense. It could be because you're scared. It could be because maybe you tried that before and you didn't feel connected to it, or it didn't feel like how you expected it to feel. And so you stopped, like how I said with YouTube. So there might be a whole variety of reasons why you're not doing what God is telling you to do. But the truth is, if you want to keep growing in your relationship with God, if you want God to keep speaking to you and you want to keep hearing, God will say the same thing over and over until you actually like execute the idea. And then you'll get new ideas, and then you'll get new guidance, and then you will start to actually like deepen and strengthen your relationship with God, because you and God are actually in a co-creation. You are working together on something versus God is giving you idea after idea and you're just shooting it down. Like, that's not a partnership, that's not a co-creation. And so especially for those of you who practice manifestation and who are co-creating your life through a spiritual lens, part of the co-creation piece is actually being willing to do your part, right? So if God gives you an idea, first of all, it's spiritually important for your spiritual health and wellness to be acting on those ideas so that you can continue to have a back and forth conversation with God. And it's not just God saying the same thing to you over and over and over, but also for the sake of your manifestations, like these ideas, whether they make logical sense or not, are leading you to your manifestations, right? And often they don't make logical sense because if you could have come up with it, you would have manifested the thing by now. There has to be something you haven't tried. There has to be something you haven't thought of. There has to be something that makes no sense. And if you want the kind of life that makes no sense, if you want the results that make no sense, if you want your reality to shift in a way that feels completely unrealistic, sometimes you're going to have to do something that does not make any sense. And so I will leave you there because it is actually pretty late and I am going to go to bed. Um, but if you've hung out with me, feel free to drop me a comment below, say hi. I am also on Instagram as Samara Kasai, SAMARA KASAI, which is in the description of this video. And then you can always hang out with me on the Cozy Co-Creation podcast, which is available on Apple and Spotify. All right. Sending you so much love. Take care.